I think they've been the best team in hockey the last 3.5 months, and I think it's their time.
Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
And Mitch brought up a good point here about trying to find value out of the East. Bobrovsky for Conn Smythe at you can find him. Can you find him 8-1, Mitch? 9-1.
Yep.
I think it's very interesting. He's made all the big saves. He gets the shutout in New York. You know, if you're going to vote for their offensive players, it kind of gets chopped up here. I think that's an interesting way to play this. Your thoughts, Dennis?
Agreed, 100%, Maestro.
Yep.
I think the other guy would be Matt Tkachuk. Would be the guy. Because he's going to be productive. If you look, he's one of the highest producing players this early in his career. That would be the guy. He's got a name brand. You know, Alexander Barkov's a great player. Is probably their best all-around player. Not a sexy pick. Like it's going to be close. You're probably going to vote if you're a voter for Tkachuk. But I agree with you over Bobrovsky. Like the way this team is playing, they're not going to give up a lot. So his numbers are going to be sterling. So when a voter looks at the end of the playoffs, if they do win the cup, you look down, you're going to probably see, 2.2 goals against, .925 save percentage. That's good enough to win it. Remember back in the day, I don't think it was the last goalie, but Jonathan Quick won in 2012. So I agree with you. They're not going to produce a Connor McDavid or a Nathan McKinnon with respect to their offense. Like you're right, Mike, they're going to spread it around. So the guy that I think would be the best bet would probably be Bobrovsky at this point.
Okay. Well, hold on then. So that would mean, because I know your thoughts already, the Maestro, I know your thoughts on this series. You love Florida. And you have for a while.
I think Florida's the best team. To Dennis's point, there's not much that separates Florida, New York. I think Edmonton's a little notch below, but Florida, New York, and Dallas. But I think Florida's the team that has the most versatility, that can play from behind in these games. It doesn't matter who gets the first goal. I think they've been the best team in hockey the last 3.5 months, and I think it's their time. That's my opinion.
And Dennis, you think the same thing? Like they're going to take care of the Rangers?
Well, I had Rangers in 7. I didn't like the way, well, first of all, Wenberg misses an open net. And you know what? Here's the thing. The Panthers ain't the Canes. They're way better. And they were better than when they went to the Cup final last year. This is a better team. It's a more physical team. And, people talk about the key players. I mentioned Tkachuk and Barkov and Verhaeghe. Sam Bennett being back in the lineup, he's a mean physical player. And people talk about the matchup of like Zibanejad against Barkov. Not for me. It's Trocheck against Bennett. And Trocheck killed the Canes in the last round, and it's been great. You could argue he's one of their Conn Smythe candidates, the way he's produced for this guy. He's a heart and soul guy. If Sam Bennett can control him in this round, then yeah, Florida's going on. I do have the Rangers in 7. It's kind of a sentimental pick. I'm from New York, and I want to see Stanley Cup final games in Madison Square Garden. But when I watch the Panthers play, this is a very dangerous team, Mitch. Like they could win this in 6. But to you and Maestro's point, again, there's not much separating these teams. But I do like the way they went to the Garden and won game 1.
Okay, so you ran down a couple of guys there to maybe look at right now for the Conn Smythe if Florida gets there. Who would you look at then in the West? Because you're both kind of high on Dallas here to come back. Who would you look at for the Stars?
Wyatt Johnston, maybe Jamie Benn. I might go off the board Miro Heiskanen because he plays so much. Because I don't think, Mitch, there's going to be a lot of offense. It's not going to be a player whose numbers are going to jump off at the page. Are you going to really vote for a rookie in Wyatt Johnson for Conn Smythe? I'm not really sure. So I think, and you might have to go with Jake because Jake's numbers are good. Though every time he reaches up for a puck, he seems to fumble it, which makes me nervous again since I picked Dallas. But I would think that I think that those would be the players that you would look at if Dallas were to emerge from the West and win it all.
Long time for Canada to win a cup. Does Craig Berube get the Leafs to a final at least?
Not unless he changes the entire team top to bottom. It's a top-heavy team, Mike, and top-heavy teams don't win Stanley Cups. So it's not on Craig Berube or Sheldon Keefe before him. They have to change something, and I assume they would trade Mitchell Marner. I think that's one way to start to get a better goaltender and maybe help your defense. But I don't think Berube's going to make much difference to winning it all because that team's not built to win.